Only lost once, Darren, and it came to Josh Taylor in an undisputed world title clash.
Yeah, brilliant fight. It was a great performance from Taylor that evening. Ramirez desperate to get back to real form. It's a brilliant contest, it really is. I'm a big fan of both here. Barbosa Jr., very aggressive, but he has a nice rhythm, a nice flow to his work. Throws a lovely reverse 1-2. But the aggression throughout the contest, or all of his contests rather, from Ramirez, very evident. You can see him already trying to force the pace on the front foot.
A reverse 1-2, I like that. We call that a 21 over here, Darren, and I love the fact that you noticed that. That's the punch that I think is going to be money here, because in the last fight, Ramirez was getting hit with Barthélemy in the southpaw stance. Barthélemy was switching up, so a straight left hand. That's going to be the money punch here.
And Sergio, you told me that's how you became a world champion, is because you were throwing 2-1s instead of 1-2s.
Yeah, you know, I started late in the game, so I couldn't go 1-2 with a guy that's been doing it a lot longer than me. So my trainer had me doing unorthodox combinations to try to catch up. But in order to do that, you have to have fast feet. And that's one thing that Barbosa does have.
Yeah, he's well balanced.
He's very well balanced. He has quick feet. You know, he doesn't really. They're not like Sugar Ray Leonard fast feet, but they're very accurate. They're very athletic. You know, he used to be a fullback in high school, so he knows how to maneuver his weight.
Does anyone have Sugar Ray Leonard fast feet?
No, nobody.
Maybe Ali. Sergio, do you expect this to be more of a chess match than a brawl?
You know, with Barbosa, you never know, because he's more of a boxer than a puncher, but he's proven before that he would mix it up. Like in his fight with Alex Salcido, that was a grueling fight, a physical, brutal fight that both were getting the best of it. But I've seen boxing and I've seen fighting. I don't know what to expect from Arnold Barbosa.
This will catch fire, I've no doubt, but I think it's very important for Barbosa to remain disciplined. He can't give up too much ground. He doesn't want to be backed into the corners as he is now, or on the ropes. So positioning in the ring is very, very key for Barbosa to be successful this evening.
I want to see what happens in the later rounds of this fight. This was originally scheduled to be a 12-round title eliminator. It was reduced to a 10-round non-eliminator. Barbosa says it's because he didn't want to pay the sanctioning fees to the WBO. Ramirez's team has said no. They believe that he thinks he's going to fade in those later rounds. That's why they want to cut it by a couple. So one of these two is going to be right.
Another thing that Barbosa should avoid is punching in exchanges for Ramirez. I think Ramirez is a better concise and controlled combination puncher. Arnold is good with 1s and 2s and keeping the straight punches.
Oh, nice right hand followed by a left hook for Barbosa. Could have won in the round. Hey, let's check in with Christine, who's hanging out with Oscar De La Hoya.
Bueno, Oscar, what an incredible night you wrapped up with.
Amazing. The fights have been incredible, action-packed. Cepeda had a very close fight against Farmer. And I told Farmer, don't worry, you'll be back. It was a close fight, no loss. See, when two fighters fight and it's action, nobody loses. So Farmer will be back. William Cepeda will move on to bigger and better things.
Also, I mean, this clothing, you look insane. And it's perfect for the night. We actually wanted you to have a dance with the mariachi.
Yes.
But maybe you can have it alone now.
Absolutely. I'll dance it alone with mariachi. I'll sing a song. I'll do karaoke, anything. Latino night, I took it serious.
And Sergio loves to point out that Oscar De La Hoya was nominated for a Latin Grammy for singing.
Si, senor. That man can sing. Give him a break.
Darren, you do pretty well in karaoke, don't you?
Oh, I'm the king.
I would walk 500 miles.
A huge array of songs.
I could see it. I could hear Darren Barker singing Wonderwall by Oasis.
Yep, that's on my playlist. Oh, he walks onto a stiff jab there.
Yeah, it's got to be hard for Barbosa Jr. to stay disciplined. I know you said that was the key, but when he wanted that brass ring for so long, and Ramirez is his brass ring, it's got to just be, you got to stay in your boots, so to speak.
You need to manage it. You've got to manage that intensity, that will to win, that desire. Pick your moments. We see there right at the end of the first round, he made Ramirez fall short and he fired back with 3 shots. That's the key to success. Feints, go. Feints, go.
You need to channel that intensity to intelligence and following a game plan. And be strategic. I'm not saying it's all boxing and moving. You're going to have to fight to keep this man off. You have to be sharp. Move that head out of that line as well.
That landed on the top of the head from Ramirez and kind of wobbled Barbosa Jr. back a little bit.
Good body shot moments ago from Ramirez. Ramirez is a very, very good body puncher. He dropped Rance Bartholomew in his last fight, knocked out Richard Comey with a body shot in the fight before that. He just wears you down with those punches in the midsection.
Yeah, he really does. He throws a lovely left to the body after a straight 1-2.
You know, we just saw Oscar De La Hoya. Ramirez was a guy that coming out of the 2012 Olympics was compared favorably to Oscar. Kind of the same physique, same length, love going down to the body with that left hand.
Ramirez has won 3 straight since his only career loss to Josh Taylor, but says, look, my inactivity has affected me. I've got to stay busier.
It's just not enough. 4 fights in 3.5 years. It's crazy.
Well, it's Ramirez who's pushing the pace. No surprise there, though, right? Jose, I almost called you Jose. Sergio. Wow. Well, there's a guy in the ring named Jose. Cut some slack. The first fighter of the night was named Jose.
You're lucky it's Latino night, Todd. But yeah, he is pushing a lot of foot. That's him. He's a physical fighter. The closer he gets Barbosa to the ropes, the more successful he's being with his pressure and his presence. Even though nothing really landing with the combinations, he's still making his body and his presence known.
This is where Barbosa needs to work. Doesn't want to do it when he's back to the ropes. In these sort of areas, these quarters, he needs to let his hands go.
We are headed back to Puerto Rico on December 7th. Liam Paro back to the scene of the crime as he won his IBF World Junior Welterweight title, beating Subro Matias. He defends it against Richardson Hitchens. That's going to be a good one. You can only see it live on DAZN, the home of big-time boxing. Who do you give the edge to in that matchup?
Tough fight, man. I love Hitchens. His jab is very difficult to get past. But right now, momentum is on Liam Paro, so I'm gonna sway to Liam Paro. But that's gonna be a fantastic matchup. Hitchens is gonna be hard to beat.
It's a tough fight. That's why Sergio plans to get there the Saturday before, just to get ready.
Yeah, you know, I got to prepare. Puerto Rico.
Where's my invite?
Sergio believes in getting a lot of vitamin D.
Yes, that's right.
Round 3 scheduled for 10.
Yeah, more of that from Barbosa. Jabs, head, body, lots of variation. Don't get backed up. Ramirez, you've got to be bullish with that front foot. Work that body.
Barbosa throws a sneaky uppercut. That's probably one of his best punches, you know, aside from the jab. It could be a left or a right. He threw a right uppercut right there that barely missed on Ramirez, but that should actually let Ramirez know that anytime he comes in, he has something waiting for him.
It's a different environment for Jose Ramirez. He's used to raucous crowds. In fact, he sold out his hometown St. Mark's Center in Fresno, well over 12,000 fans, 8 times in his career.
Barbosa doing a great job keeping the fight in the middle of the ring. But as soon as he's getting near the ropes, you can see him spread his legs to try to counter. And if Ramirez is not doing nothing, he gets low, pivots away, and gets right to the middle.
Yeah, it's just there's a ring within the ring. He stays in the center as much as he can, or just on the fringes of that.
Because as soon as his back touches the rope, you can bet Ramirez is going to unleash on a 6, 7, 8 punch combination. Look, see there you go. Smothering the attack and backing him up.
Just a little predictable, Ramirez. Seems set more traps. Tap upstairs, drop to the body with that vicious left hook.
Both these fighters 32 years old. Combined 58 wins. Only Ramirez has lost to Josh Taylor. No shame in that.
You know, the reason he can't pin him down, Darren, is because he is predictable. I mean, he's very effective with his predictability, but sometimes he needs to just come attack with a lead straight right hand, you know, throw jabs to the body instead of just cutting off the ring and always coming in with a straight jab. You know, he's looking for that jab right now. Sometimes you can lead with a left hook and throw a right hand behind it. You don't always have to come jabbing your way in.
Worth noting too, Darren, we both felt that Ramirez came in pretty dry. Yeah. Like we talked to him a couple of days before the weigh-in, and he looked like he was battling to get down to 140 pounds.
Yeah. Right now, Barbosa's looking sharp, man.
Barbosa didn't like that little uppercut after the referee was trying to separate him. That's part of the game.
Needs to vary up the exits, Barbosa. When he moves off the ropes, he predominantly moves to his right. And that's onto the left hook of Ramirez. So Ramirez or the team will see that, start getting their man there charged to throw that left hook.
To walk them up and set them up. So keep walking them back, give them a little face, and then you get up, okay? Don't get caught on the ropes, okay? Don't start leaning in, just fight the way you're fighting tall. But you give them a little bit of head movement, okay? Behind the jab, everything behind the jab. Touch it, okay? Jab here, jab up and down. Very good. Hey, stay focused. Let the referee do his job. Stay focused. Okay? Center of the ring. It's too slow, okay? Have fun in there. Continue behind the jab. Have fun. Move your head side to side. Give him some feints. Up and down. Okay, let's go.
Barbosa Jr. coming off a controversial 10-round split decision victory over Sean McComb. That was on the Haney-Garcia undercard. He was lucky to win that, Chris.
He was, and he's chalked up that to being part of a wild fight week where he really believed going into the final days that he wasn't going to fight Sean McComb. He was going to step in and fight Devin Haney in place of Brian Garcia. It's no excuse, but he certainly believes he's a much better fighter than he showed that night.
Off to a decent start here against Ramirez. Let's look at Chris Mannix's scorecard through 3 rounds.
I've got a 2-1 in favor of Arnold Barbosa Jr. But I think his activity throughout the first 3 rounds of this fight has been the biggest difference maker. You see Ramirez trying to walk Barbosa down, but not really letting his hands go when he gets close or gets him up against the rope. So 2-1 right now, Arnold Barbosa Jr.
Yeah, he started this 4th round a lot busier, Ramirez. He needs to sustain this now. Keep that pressure.
He's not jabbing behind that pressure, though, so there's nothing to pin down with Barbosa. You know, he's just moving his upper body, and then by the time he does close the distance, Barbosa's out. Just like that.
Missed that uppercut, did Ramirez.
Right now, Ramirez should just be touching him with jabs, alternating the power with the jabs. Maybe throwing that jab downstairs. You got to stop that upper body movement, you know, from being so fluid.
Barbosa's corner telling him just stay off the ropes. Have this fight in the middle of the ring. And that's where he's right now.
Yeah, needs to work from here. Stepping back. See what he's doing. He's looking for the counter right, but too long.
See, all that time wasted, Ramirez should be jabbing. There you go. See, two perfect landed jabs right there. He didn't pull it back, not hard. Just touch the face of Barbosa with those. And now Barbosa returns the favor. 2 jabs back.
Well, a stiff jab to the body of Barbosa. Wouldn't go amiss. Tap downstairs. Then you can look for that right hand over the top. You see the lead hand at times of Barbosa does drop low.
I can see this is going to be a tactical fight where the jab's going to tell the difference of this fight. It's not going to be exciting. It's not going to be physical. It's going to be one of these fights with two high fight IQ guys controlling the middle of the ring. One's a little bit more aggressive than the other.
There's an overhand right from Ramirez. 10 seconds to go. This is what Ramirez wants to do. Back him in the corner and let the hands go.
Look, that was a better round for Ramirez for me, but I think the word we used at the top of this fight was discipline, and he's shown good discipline so far, Barbosa Jr. He's not getting dragged into a brawl. Ramirez's kind of fight, he's picking his moments well. This man here just needs to be busier. Work that jab to the body, slam it into the body, look for the right hand over the top.
Well, this has not exactly been a firefight. Hoping for perhaps a more entertaining scrap, but every punch has been a premium between these two.
Good counter left there from Ramirez.
I think it's down to Ramirez to make this an entertaining fight. Get busy. Let your hands go. I think right now this suits Barbosa Jr. The pace of this fight as well is allowing him to find the jab, move. Needs to make this more difficult.
Big right hand from Ramirez. Barbosa landed one of his own, but I don't think it had nearly the mustard on it.
Not at all, man. I'm surprised he took that so well. I mean, he must be in fantastic shape because the legs didn't even buckle. Ramirez done that cleanly.
Yeah, he needs to build from that now.
There's a right hand from Barbosa.
Keep it the other way around. In the middle, the shot's got to go down the middle.
There's our jabber stacks. The first 4 rounds. Barbosa busier and has landed more. Ramirez slightly more accurate.
Right there. Keep making that same mistake. You got it. Touch and shoot. Right left, right. Keep walking. There you go.
Is this the type of fight you thought we'd see, Chris?
So far, you know, Jose Ramirez, he's very good at breaking you down in the later rounds because of the work he puts in the first half of fights. If he hasn't put in that work up until this point, I don't think Arnold Barbosa has been touched the body anywhere near enough like some of Jose Ramirez's opponents in the past. So right now, if you're Arnold Barbosa, you're feeling pretty comfortable with the pace of this fight.
The combination right there. Didn't smother himself, didn't let Ramirez close the distance, get in range, still kept the distance where he can land that right hand, which is his best punch.
You wanted him to be disciplined. Whoa, as Ramirez takes a tumble. You want to be disciplined, Darren. How's he doing, Barbosa?
Yeah, I mean, he is. I like the work, I like the positioning in the ring from Barbosa. Picking his moments well. I'm a little frustrated with Ramirez, not targeting the body more, with not just the hook, but more the straight shots. Set up your attacks downstairs with the jab.
Ramirez has been the aggressor, but not necessarily the effective aggressor in this fight.
Not at all, not in this round.
Good uppercut from Barbosa.
He doesn't have no legs. Fucking legs are shot, okay? Continue. Frustrate him, okay? Give him those fades. Beautiful, okay? Beautiful round, okay? One round at a time.
I'm getting the sense in the Barbosa corner that they're happy. They like the work, they like the movement. He walks onto a lovely right hand there, but we've not seen enough of that from Ramirez. And you know, it's frustrating. I don't want to take anything away from Barbosa, but I do feel there's more to come from Ramirez. Chris mentioned the weight did look a little drawn, it did look tight on the weight. Is he trying to hold a little bit back for the later rounds? I'm not sure. But I just want to see more from this man.
You know, we saw 2 clean right hands landed by Ramirez right there, but I think Barbosa controlled, you know, the majority of that round with that jab, and he landed some good right hands as well.
Round 6 scheduled for 10. We're past the halfway point.
There we go. See that? Ramirez, easy. Going to the front door just with power jabs now. If you can double and triple that up, jab the chest, jab the belly, that's how you're going to break that distance and break that long white stance of Arnold Barbosa. That's when you can get the combinations going to the shoulders and the biceps and the body.
Strange. I have no idea why he's neglecting the shot.
I mean, Ramirez needs to use his height. He has a little bit of height on him. He has a little bit of reach on him. That's what you got to do to break this distance.
Good body shot from Barbosa's. Ramirez is just a sitting target.
Yeah, that was a peach.
A peach. That was a peach.
I got tired of hearing
it's
a peach.
Latino night, Darren.
I told you a peach. A durazno, remember? I kept hearing peach in the golf course.
You know, I was talking to Robert Garcia in the corner of Jose Ramirez, and he was saying a lot of the same things you guys have been saying for Jose. Let your hands go a little bit more, and when he's coming in, he doesn't want him worried much about the power shots. Just throw his combinations and let them lead into power shots.
Again, headed towards that liver. Next, the left hook is scoring for Barbosa Jr.
Yeah, it is, and he always finishes off with a jab. Seems like everything's off with a jab.
He's finding his flow a little bit.
I like that because, you know, it's not a lot of punches being thrown. It's not like combination punches. It's not 4, 5, 6 punch combinations. He throws a single shot to the liver, he backs up, then Ramirez throws something, he counters with a straight jab.
Yeah.
So he's controlling the action, he's controlling the distance, and letting the judge know that he's the ring general.
That's the key there, controlling the distance. He's allowing space all the time.
Chris Barbosa Jr.'s corner told him that they thought Ramirez's legs were gone. Are you seeing that?
It's not the same guy I've been used to seeing over the last few years, especially when it comes to digging in for those body attacks. I mean, he invests in the body all the time. And really, it's Arnold Barbosa with shots like that that's landing the better body shots.
He's tenderizing that meat, Sergio.
Yeah, he tenderized that chin with that uppercut. That's his best punch. That's his best punch, man. I love Barbosa's sneaky uppercuts, left or right, and then he goes right back to that stick, popping him. It's a sharp performance so far by Arnold Barbosa, man.
That word again, discipline.
Oh, best punch of the fight for Barbosa Jr. He has found his form.
Más de actividad en tus combinaciones. Estás esperando mucho, estás despertándole mucha chance de que él te mantenga ocupado. Aunque tú digas, no me están dando, pero sí está manteniendo ocupado con sus golpecitos. Y cuando te rimas, no te rimes, no tienes de tan lejos. Tienes que arrimártele un poquito más en cortito y ahí tiras combinaciones. No busques un solo golpe. Estás queriendo lanzar con un solo golpe. Quiero ver más golpes, más combinaciones. Ok, vamos a ver.
There you go. There's your reverse 1-2.
There you go.
I call it a 21.
There's your 21.
The 21 reverse 1-2 either way. That's a money punch because that's a 1-2 from the southpaw stance. Very tricky. A lot of orthodox fighters don't expect that coming. They always expect the jab and then the straight right hand behind it.
Let's see if Barbosa Jr. can build on that 6th round, which was arguably the best of the fight for him. Not an easy word to say after 3 hours on air, Chris. Quit laughing at me.
I was snickering.
Yeah, just getting beaten to the punch again. Ramirez lands a left hook, but Just picking the correct shots at the right time, Barbosa.
Got it like this, though, from Ramirez. They've woken him up in the corner. This is what he has to do.
They had to wake him up in the corner. I mean, this fight's getting away from him.
Oh.
Fight stats powered by Jabber. You can see a lot more blue than red, except for the high impact landed shots for Ramirez.
This is good. Just count it.
Hand scores for Barbosa Jr.
This is where he needs to work. When he holds his feet, Barbosa, that's Ramirez's cue to let your hands go.
Yeah, good counter right there from Ramirez.
Yeah, he caught the body shot, came with a short right uppercut. Ooh. Ramirez is waking up now. Ever since he landed that right uppercut.
For Junior. At one point in his life, Barbosa Jr. weighed 215 pounds. That was in high school when he was focused on football. Gave up boxing for a while, said he hit the weight room hard. Upped his caloric intake, but now he's back down to his fighting weight.
Doesn't need to be trading left hooks.
Yeah, he needs to be very careful, man. He almost got hit, hooking with a hooker like that. The ammo for Barbosa is straight punches. You don't want to hook with Ramirez. That's just going to spell trouble. He's doing a great job controlling the action, using the entire ring, fighting with 1-2s and 2-1s. That's what your ammo. Okay, occasionally you go down and check him to the body, but other than that, 2s and fews.
It's not broke, don't fix it.
Nice body shots there for Barbosa. Hadn't gone down there in a while. In case you missed it, the big news a couple weeks ago, the DAZN boxing schedule just got bigger and better with the addition of Frank Warren's Queensberry Promotions.
Queensberry arrives at the home of boxing, DAZN, multi-year deal, let's go.
This is a company that is devoted to boxing. They have a worldwide platform. And for us, that is very, very important to do what Queensberry is doing, to be expanding and building, working together for the betterment of boxing, as I believe it will be.
This is huge.
April 1st, 2025, Queensberry joins DAZN. You said it there, Darren. This is pretty big.
Yeah, it's big, it's massive, not just for British boxing, but for world boxing. There's going to be some huge fights. The schedule's going to get busier and busier. Top-class boxing, more top-class boxing coming our way.
Yeah, and Frank Warren says he wants to do some fights in the United States, maybe giving Eddie a little bit of competition over there.
Nothing wrong with a bit of healthy competition, all under the same umbrella.
These two were recently under the same umbrella, but the fight never got made until now. Barbosa Jr., as Chris Mannix said earlier, has been waiting well over 5 years to fight Ramirez. He's getting his chance now, and Sergio doing pretty well.
He's doing really, really well. That last round was tricky, man. They both had their moments, but Barbosa's in charge. Ramirez is not far behind those.
I wonder too if there's something to be said for how much a guy really wants to win. Like Barbosa needs this fight. Like this is his world championship fight. Ramirez wants it, wants to move on to a big world championship fight. Barbosa, this is everything.
Well, absolutely. I mean, how many times have we seen it before? You know, a fighter that perhaps you could say doesn't have the talent, certainly doesn't have the amateur pedigree and the platform that Ramirez has had, but they somehow find a way, that desire, that will to win, that wanting it more than your opponent. We're seeing it now, and he's so switched on. This is good pressure from Ramirez.
Let's see Chris Mannix's unofficial scorecard through 7 rounds.
Starting to tighten up. 67-66 in favor of Arnold Barbosa Jr. Thought Ramirez did the better work in that 7th round. It's really coming down to the activity of Barbosa versus some of the maybe heavier-handed, cleaner shots landed by Jose Ramirez.
Speaking of cleaner, heavier-handed shots, Barbosa with one there.
Great shot by Barbosa.
And then Ramirez answers back. Starting to heat up a little bit here in the 8th.
Yeah, it is. It's because now Ramirez is closing the distance a lot easier. Barbosa's jab is not as snappy, and Ramirez already figured out that range, how to break it. Barbosa's going to have to do something else now, right? The 1-2's not going to be enough anymore.
Oh, quick little left from Barbosa.
If he was to throw a long left hook, Ramirez, then follow it up with a right hand, you can see the movement now.
There it is, right there.
There's the shot, the movement to the left from Barbosa. That will walk him onto that right hand.
Yeah, and just to switch it up instead of just throwing that jab. You got it right there. See, now he's throwing momentum right back. Just with that one combination, Darren, the 32, the hook right hand, he may have swayed this round back into his favor, but it was close. Ramirez did, kind of dominate most of the round.
Round by round. Give me a deep breath. Lay back, lay back. Same thing, son. He doesn't have no legs, okay? Don't give him the chance, but just staying on the rope. Yep. Continue to turn behind the jab is working. 2 rounds left. Okay? 2 more rounds. Once you give him the face, rip the body, okay? And then step around. Okay?
And there's that hook. See, everything changed for him right there. Instead of coming in with that 1-2, it came in with the 32, right? That caused Ramirez to get a little bit more aggressive and get hit with shots like that. That was from another angle, that 32. Little frustration in the look of Ramirez as he got up off the stool, and confidence in springing off his stool is Barbosa Jr.
2 rounds to go. Which fighter would you rather be right now, Darren?
Oh, I don't know. He's coming on strong, Ramirez. He's starting to get his style into this fight a little bit more, but I do feel that Barbosa is slightly up in this contest, so it's well balanced going into these last 2 rounds. Beautiful left to the body.
Look at those statistics. Barbosa throwing about 250 more punches than Ramirez and landing about 40 more.
Excellent upper body movement right there by Barbosa. Barbosa said that he was a big fan of Oscar De La Hoya Jr., Oscar De La Hoya growing up, and I could see, the upper body is Oscar De La Hoya, but the lower body, the way he kind of positions himself is a little bit more. I don't know if you guys remember Donald Curry. He used to keep his elbows tucked in and his hands up and his feet real wide, and he had that beautiful jab. Sometimes switch it up with the 2-1 as well.
Ramirez continuing to try and close the distance. Let Barbosa Jr. escape there. He threw too many feints, didn't he?
This way. To the right. Look to your right. Touch. There you go. See that? Put the right behind that touch. Set it up. Hey,
So be careful there, Barbosa. Sort of pour him with that lead hand and bring it back to his chest. The right hand's there for Ramirez. Surprised he's not gambling, throwing the shot.
Nice job. Perfectly timed.
Barbosa's doing a really nice job using every inch of this ring. And when he's escaping some of the pressure from Jose Ramirez, he's making sure he gets off 1 or 2 punches before he gets out.
Yeah. That makes it seem like he's boxing. He's sticking and moving instead of just moving.
Like there, you're thinking, man, Ramirez might want to just let his hands go. Allowing Barbosa to escape. Right here, see if he can close the distance.
Exactly. You don't need to be targeting the head with the hooks. Throw either hook to body, left or right to the body. You've got more chance of landing the shot. You should just not throw it.
Falta un round, last. You have to pressure him big time. I want this round and it needs to be big, okay? All right, let's go. You got pressure. You got pressure. You got to throw more than one combination. Don't just look for one punch. I want you to stay on his ass. Stay on his ass. Okay? Tenemos 3 minutos. Stay on his ass. No tiene que tirar más. Y hazte chiquito, hazte chiquito. No le pelees muy alto. Hazte chiquito. Pero tienes que tirar combinaciones de 3, 4 golpes. Tiene que ser este round. We need something big. Let's go, Jose. Let's go, Jose. 4 o 5 golpes.
All right, 3 minutes left. It's the fight Barbosa has wanted for nearly a decade. He's got it and is in a good position to win it. But he's got to close strong here against Ramirez, the former world champion.
The place of Robert Garcia in the corner. He looked anxious. He wanted to get his charge. His man Ramirez show more urgency in this final round. Will he respond?
Yeah, this was a case of Barbosa Jr. just being a little bit too athletic and fleet-footed for Ramirez. Ramirez, he has flat feet, but he's really, he's really fluid with his combinations. But whenever you have a moving target that's so fluid, he has like a rhythm, a good bounce, and he has strength. It was just too hard to pin down.
And he plants his feet just at the right time, Barbosa, to let the single shots go.
He has a good sense of balance. He has a good sense of where his body's at and where he's not going to get hit cleanly and solid, rolling with a punch, but not moving too far away where he can't counter back.
Do you know what is impressive with this? Well, I wouldn't say this is necessarily his favoured way of fighting. I think he'd like to be holding the centre of the ring, throwing that reverse 1-2 and being a bit busier on the front foot. But this fight, he was forced on the back foot and doing really well.
Stiff jab from Barbosa Jr.
And it's also the type of fight he must fight against a fighter like Ramirez in order to win. You can't exchange with Ramirez. I said that before the fight started. Avoid exchanges.
Well, he's done pretty much what you asked him to do. You said avoid exchanges. Darren said be patient.
Control him with the jab, have discipline, follow that strategy to the end. Arnold Barbosa Jr. seemed to have done all that. It wasn't a firefight, it wasn't a barn burner, but he came here to win, and he did that pretty handily. And he's doing that pretty handily.
There's a right hand from Ramirez. He might need to do something dramatic here with half a minute to go.
Yeah, at least a knockdown. And there's that body shot. The entire 10 rounds, that sneaky little left hook downstairs.
And then a straight right.
Anytime Ramirez tries to build any momentum, any kind of offense, there you go. Barbosa comes right back and gets his attention.
And Barbosa buckled Ramirez's knees here in the 10th. It appears that Arnold Barbosa Jr. has done enough.
It doesn't appear, Todd. He did, man. He schooled him. He pretty much schooled him right there.
Yeah, shades of the Jose Ramirez of 4 or 5 years ago, even longer than that. Just couldn't get going.
Barbosa Jr. screaming at us saying, what did I tell you? And he didn't tell us all week. He said, I want this too much. I want it too bad. Give me my respect.
Give me my respect.
I think he's going to call you out, Sergio.
Seems like he's pissed off at me or something. All I did is praise him throughout the fight. I think he boxed brilliantly, but hey, listen, man.
He still wants to fight somebody. I think that's the problem.
Darren, get up there.
Well, again, let's not get too carried away. Just a few rounds ago, Chris Mannix had it 1 round ahead for Barbosa Jr., so let's wait for these scorecards. But you can see the lack of happiness in Ramirez's corner.
Yeah, and there was a lack of happiness in the performance. You know, he didn't have anything his way there.
This was a
vindication, almost a vindication for Barbosa Jr.
Well, it was a vindication. He wanted this opportunity and he came through. But I was going to say, he was the stronger, bigger fighter, but he never got the punches off. This was a case of accuracy, because Barbosa didn't throw as many punches as Ramirez, but the ones that he did throw landed cleanly. They landed cleanly.
Robert Garcia, with a very stoic look on his face. Everybody in the corner, including Virgil Ortiz Jr., who told us that Jose Ramirez is one of his fighting heroes.
He's got to move up in weight. I'm telling you now that the weight is damaging his performances.
Alexis Rocha and Curiel. Sergio, when you heard this fight was announced, you got very excited.
I did get very excited, because I got to give credit once again to Golden Boy Promotions for putting up their prospects like this. I mean, that's one. And then Rocha coming off that tough fight with Santillan, going with another big puncher and another big man in Curiel. Man, that's going to be fireworks. I can't wait.
Meanwhile, we are awaiting the scores here in Riyadh. Thomas Triber has made his way into the ring. Will it be Barbosa Jr. or Jose Ramirez? Let's find out.
Leszek Jankowiak scores it 97-93, 97-93. Judge Stefan Nicolo scores it 96-94, 96-94. And Judge Fernando Villarreal scores it 96-94, 96-94. For your winner by unanimous decision, para el ganador por decisión unánime, Arnold Barbosa Jr.
And look what it means to him, Darren.
Incredible. He was desperate for this fight, desperate for this win, and he's just changed his life, Sergio.
No, man, listen, he worked hard for this opportunity. 97-93 is pretty much the way I saw it. This is a man that worked really hard in the mountains of Big Bear, to get to this opportunity, come all the way to Saudi Arabia here and do exactly what he wanted to do and have his dreams come true.